Hello, I'm Phillipa Harrison, the CEO of the Ras Al Khaimah Tourism Development Authority.
Phillipa, thank you so much for giving Breaking Travel News some time here at World Travel Market. You're new in the role. Congratulations. I'm really excited to have this conversation. First of all, would love to hear a little bit of a market update from you.
These commands.
You mean about how the Emirates been going? And yeah, okay, sure. So, as you say, I've just joined Ras Al Khaimah 7 weeks ago, so it's fantastic to be here, and we've had some really great success to date. We had a record year in 2024. We welcomed 1.3 million people to the destination. We're approaching revenues of $2 billion for the tourism economy, so that's fantastic news. And we're on track to have another record year this year. And so visitor numbers are growing. But as a destination, we are just about to have a step change in our development. So over the next 5 years, we're going to have a doubling of the hotel keys coming into our emirate, and we're going to triple the size of our tourism visitation. So we've got a lot. We've had some great success in the past, but we've got a lot coming up as well.
That sounds so exciting. And bring that vision to life for me. Tell me a little bit about some of the products, some of the attractions that are coming into the destination.
Sure. So we've got some properties opening just this year. So next week, the So, which is a high-end brand from Accor, is opening. We've got a Rotana, which is opening as well. And we've also got a beautiful eco lodge by Mantis opening in the mountains. So it's a 70-key, beautiful property that's going to make the most of Jebel Jais, which is the highest mountain in the UAE. And it's going to do some beautiful things around, sourcing all of its produce from the local region, telling the story of the mountain tribes. So we're very, very excited about that. So that's all coming in the next 6 months or so. But next year we have a really big opening, which is the Wynn Resort, which is opening in the first quarter of 2027. And it's a really big deal for our emirate, but also for the UAE. It's the first time we've had an integrated resort opening in this region. It's the first time Wynn have had a beachside resort. So there's and just after that, we're going to have a whole range of other hotels opening as well. So we're getting ready. We're getting ready to gear up.
It's so exciting hearing you tell us all about kind of what's coming next. And I think, one question I wanted to ask you about was kind of, I suppose in a sense, like what are the trends that, we're operating in such a dynamic market. I mean, GCC is probably one of the world's most dynamic markets. What are the trends that you're seeing sort of coming through kind of at the moment?
Yeah, so I think we're in a really disruptive period from a tech point of view, and that's obviously been spurred by generative AI coming on. And what it means is, we're all talking a lot about what that means for us as a business. It's going to help us operationally, but it's also going to help us reach our customers much more easily, which is fantastic. And it's also created a bit of a democratization, if you'd like. So smaller destinations now have a much, much bigger reach as long as their storytelling is on point. So I think in this moment, we've got to remember that we're still, we've got to learn how to market to machines and work out how all of that works. But we've also got to remember there's humans at the end, and the power of creativity, distinctive storytelling is what's really going to provide our success into the future.
And of course, hospitality, right, is inherently human. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. At the end of the day, hospitality is around human connection. And so I think with all of this disruptive tech going on, we've got to remember that, and we've got to focus on who we're trying to speak to at the end of the day.
So look, you're 7 weeks in, you're on this incredible kind of journey, I suppose, right now. When you're sort of able to kind of just step back for a moment and reflect, what's the kind of one big sort of insight that sort of really lands with you at the moment?
I've been thinking about this a lot, and I think, we have always measured success and growth in tourism numbers. How much did we grow the visitor economy? How many people did we get? That's still going to be important, but I think we're going to look at success in a different way in the future. And that success is not going to just be economic, but how are we going to share that success? So how are we going to maintain the landscapes, the reason that people come to see us? How are we going to increase the livability of the citizens who live there? So I think success is going to be defined by shared value, creating shared value into the future. And that's something that I'm very focused on at Ras Al Khaimah.
Thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a real pleasure talking to you.
Lovely to talk to you, Justin. Thank you.